we are all servants. From the top to the bottom, all of us, as far as is service oriented. Listen, if a man is ushering you in and you are disobeying that person, you are disobeying constituted authority, you are violating three people. Number one, you are violating that person. Number two, you are violating the person that put him there. Number three, you are violating the God that called that person, that made him call that one to stay there. Anytime you violate one person in the kingdom, you are violating God himself. Because every authority that we have as men and women of the kingdom is a constituted authority. That is why the guy said to Jesus, look, don't bother coming into my territory. Speak from where you are. I'm a leader. I know people, when I speak to them, they go here, they do that, they do that. You just speak the word, and at your word, my servant will be made whole. And Jesus said, this one understand that authority is a vehicle. Help me tell you the word. Authority is a vehicle. You just need to send it. Just send it and it will go there. And the way to send authority on errand is by having a servitude heart. So you don't now say that Satan is molesting you. Say, Satan, they say I'm a servant for Jesus' sake. You'll be molesting me. No. What you do to Satan, I will bring you to the next point. That is where you deal with Satan. We are not beggarly before Satan as servants. We rather deal with him as sons. So number three, one of your makeup is sonship. Sonship. You need to understand that you are son. For God so loved the world that he gave unto us his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. John chapter 3, verse 16. So when God gave you his son, he gave you his best. There was nothing again that could rival his son. So when God gave you his son, he gave you his best so that you also can become his best. And the reason why God gave his son is so that there will be the mystery of exchange, not change. All right? Change takes place in the soul, but exchange takes place in the spirit. Can I hear an amen? Amen. So Jesus brought you to the place of sonship. Now, why do I need the place of sonship? I need the place of sonship because that is where I can accurately take position and deal with Satan. That is where I can deal a blow to Satan. That is where the Bible says, oh, what manner of love has it? 1 John chapter 3. Let's go there quickly. 1 John chapter 3. 1 and 2. It said, behold, what manner of love had the Father bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore what? Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not he, it. The world was not even rendered as a person. But the Bible says, what manner of love had the Father bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. What manner of love? This is unfathomable. This is incomprehensible. This is something you will not be able to imagine and think out. There is the love of the Father. He has bestowed on us. He has called us as his sons. What manner of love? I think there are 7 points, but this is maybe where I'm going to stop with you. Anytime I come, I'll complete them. All right? So, he said, what manner of love has the Father bestowed on us, that he may call us what? Sons. Help me go to Galatians quickly. We cannot do the issue of sonship and not go to Galatians. Galatians chapter 4, from verse 4 to 7. But when the fullness of time was come, God sent forth his son and made of a woman, made under the law, verse 5, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive what? That we might what? So how did I become a son? He said, what a mighty love. Something that we could not comprehend in 1 John chapter 1 verse 3. He's now saying to you and I that the way we became sons are what? Adoption. Somebody say there was a legal documentation. You cannot be adopted where there are no legalities. Legalities is what ratifies and finalizes adoption. So the way we became sons of the kingdom, we were not born from our mother's womb again, because we were born before. If we were born before, for God to accept us, we need to be born again. We need to come into his own economy of life. And for us to come into the economy of life, that was done by a ratification. And that ratification is the moment you said, Lord, I believe you are my father, I'm your son, I believe you died. What happened at that point is that you are adopted. There were legal documents were released in the heavens of the heavens, and there was not just a suggestion, but a confirmation. Somebody say confirmation. I have now been confirmed, certified child of God. For example, I can go into Ethiopia now, and I will say to them, I want to adopt a child. If I take a child out, that's child trafficking. But if I get to the borderline, as I'm coming back to Nigeria, and you see a young boy with me saying that son with a terrible past in the spirit, when you have past where Satan lay claim on, when you have issues where Satan is holding, what you do, not just your confession, you bring your certificate of what? Adoption. Somebody say certificate of adoption. This is a certificate that I have been bought over. This is a certificate that Jesus has signed me on. Not just signed me off. He signed me off and he signed me on. He has moved me out of the kingdom of